Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And today's video is going to be another favorites revisited. Honestly, I'm doing a favorites revisited after I feel like a good 3 to 4 months at this point, and there are so many pending monthly favorites that we need to discuss. So in this video, I'm going to cover the monthly favorites for Jan, Feb, March, and April of 2018. Yeah, I said the year right, thankfully. So yeah, there is a lot to cover, and I don't want this video to be as long as some of my previous videos. So yeah, especially the makeup collection tag video. Oh my god, I still can't get over how long that video was, so I don't want to repeat that again, and this video is going to be a lot shorter, hopefully. Let's keep our fingers crossed and let's get started. So firstly, I'm going to talk about the monthly favorites for Jan. Also, one thing I noticed while going through is that there were certain favorites products which were like repeated, so like I mentioned them in Jan as well as Feb, and then maybe Feb and also March, so I'm not going to repeat it here. I'll talk about them like in either of the months. So yeah, just putting it out there. And now the first favorite product that I mentioned in the month of Jan was the Garnier Micellar Water, and it's something which I still have in my collection. I have the same bottle because it's a very big daddy size bottle of like 400 ml, and I'm not someone who uses micellar water every single day, so I try to like stick to double cleansing and use a face wash first and then use a micellar water and do all of that. So yeah, you're actually gonna see the how I take off my makeup routine very soon. So yeah, in that video you will get to know how I use micellar water and face wash and all of that. But apart from that, definitely one thing is that I don't use it every single day, which is why it's taken me a while. And if I compare, is the Garnier Micellar Water my absolute favorite? It's my go-to for sure, but it's not a, I think in general micellar water is not a product which I feel like, I feel like all of them, all the ones I've used, Maybelline, L'Oreal, Garnier, like all the ones that I have used till date, all feel pretty much the same to me. The only difference I can tell is that regular micellar waters and the oil infused ones definitely have like a difference, because the oil infused ones do a better job, especially removing like eyeliner, liquid lipstick and all those things. So yeah, I think I definitely prefer oil infused ones over like regular ones, and or oil infused or bi-phased ones basically. But I think regular micellar waters are pretty standard, and I feel like no matter if you spend as much money as you would on Bioderma or get a cheap one from Garnier, it's pretty much the same, and I don't think it's a favorite anymore. It's definitely something I will continue using because I think it's a necessary step, but I don't think it's like a favorite or it's like miraculous or life-changing. So yeah, that was that. Moving on, next, the Himalaya Clear Complexion Whitening Face Scrub is also a product which I mentioned. I loved using that as a regular exfoliant, like an every single day base scrub. And there are also a few that I will mention next later on. So back in 2018, around like this time, like the starting of the year, I was really into using physical exfoliants like every single day and making my skin like really nice and smooth and all of those things. And I feel like over the span of 1 year, and now I'm starting to get into chemical exfoliants more for sure, which is why I feel like I won't go back to physical exfoliants, because chemical exfoliants can be so much better and so much more effective in my personal opinion, and they also take up, I feel like, less time, kind of. That's how I feel, because especially in the mornings I don't have time to do as much, but if it's like my nighttime skincare routine, I have some time to like pamper myself and all of that. So yeah, I feel like I'm not sure if I'll ever go back to this, and it's not a favorite anymore. In fact, I don't have a physical exfoliant right now which is a favorite, like something that I use every single day. So yeah, I don't think this is a favorite anymore, and I don't think I'll ever go back to it. I'm not sure, but as of now I don't think so. Moving on, next, the Colourpop Mesmerize Kajal. Now I feel like I have discovered and tried out quite a few retractable kajal pencils that I use as eyeliners, and the one I'm using right now is, to be honest, my absolute favorite, and it's the best one I've ever discovered. I'm not wearing it today right now, how ironic, but it's the Nykaa IM 24x7 Kajal. That is the best one I've used till date, but when I had used the Colourpop Mesmerize Kajal, it was definitely a really good product, which is why I mentioned it in my favorites. Would I go back to it? Probably yes. I think the Nykaa, what is the retractable, like regular kajal pencil called? Rock the Line Kajal, I think. Yeah, that's what it's called. That one, the Nykaa IM 24/7. Faces Magnetize, and Color Bar Mesmerize. I think those are the four ones I'll probably go back and repurchase. I don't think I'll repurchase any other because I've tried out a lot of them, but most of them I'm not super duper fond of. These four I really like. So even though Color Bar Mesmerize is not a current favorite, it's probably something that if I have to repurchase one of the ones I've already used, it's one I would definitely repurchase. So yeah, I can kind of still call it a favorite. Moving on, next, this is one of my absolute favorite products of all time, and it's such a disgrace, and I'm so ashamed. I mean, I feel really ashamed of myself that I have not repurchased this till date, but it's like so expensive for the amount of product you get and for how long I mean, you go through one compact really quickly, and that's the reason why I feel like I have not been able to get myself to repurchase it because it's so expensive. It's the Nykaa HD finishing powder in the shade Translucent. So basically it's a compact which looks completely white. It's a pressed powder, it's a compact. It looks white, but it's got this extremely unique texture. So it's a powder, but when you apply it on your face, it blurs all your pores, all of your imperfections. It's like a primer, but in a powder format. And even though it looks white, but it goes on completely translucent on your skin. It does not have like a white, what do you say, white cast or something like that. Not at all. And it's the most beautiful powder I've ever used. But if I'm using one compact every single day, I'll probably go through that in like 1.5 month max. And I think that's the reason why I have not been able to get myself to repurchase it, because it's priced around 800 rupees, I believe. I'm not too sure, but it was around 800, 850 or something like that, and I was like, that is a lot of money. But that is one of the best products that you can invest in if you want to. I mean, if you have that kind of money to invest in one pressed powder, it's the best for summertime if you have oily skin or even combination skin. If you have combination skin, you're lucky because you can use it only on your T-zone, and then, I mean, don't use it all over your face, just use it on T-zone and like oily parts of your face, and trust me, it's going to keep your face matte throughout the day. But I think the reason why I cannot get myself to repurchase it, because I have the Makeup Revolution luxury banana powder, which is also 800, 850. It comes with so much product that I feel like it'll take me a year to use it up, or maybe even more, I don't know. But that one also keeps my face matte throughout the day, but I feel like I'm wearing it right now, and by the end of this video I'm gonna get super duper oily and shiny because I'm sweating like a pig right now. But yeah, that's not the point. The NYX HD finishing powder is definitely a favorite, but I can't get myself to repurchase it because of how expensive it is. Moving on, next we have the Lakme 9 to 5 not Primer Plus Matte. The range that got discontinued, and then the Primer Plus Matte range came. I'm talking about that range. It was the 9 to 5, I think, creaseless matte lipstick or something like that, and the shade Toffee Nexus was my life. It was literally my MLBB shade. Like, it looked just like my lips. It looked so natural and nude on my lips. Not nude in the sense that it washes you out, but it looks exactly like your lip color. It looks so natural, perfect for no makeup days. And I have still not been able to find a shade like Toffee Nexus which I mean, could replace it for me. Like, even the current Primer Plus Matte range I tried finding, because I feel like Lakme a lot of times what they do is that they discontinue a previous range and then they bring out a new range, but the colors are the same. So I tried finding Toffee Nexus in their current Primer Plus Matte range, and I've not been able to do that, which again, I'm so sad that that lipstick is gone from my life. I used it up completely. I don't have it anymore, and I need to find a shade like that, but I've not been able to do it yet. But I definitely do love the current Primer Plus Matte range as well. I do have the shade, what was the shade? Cherry Chic, which is like, I would say a terracotta brown sort of a color. I do really like that shade, and I love the formulation as well. But Toffee Nexus is irreplaceable. I've not been able to find something to replace that yet. So yeah. Moving on, next we are done with the Jan favorites. We're gonna move on to Feb favorites now, and we have the first product is the Avon Shine No More Pressed Powder in Natural Beige. So basically this is a compact powder which is slightly more orangey peachy tone in color, so I can't use it all over my face. I don't want to look like a peach buffoon or something like that, so I don't use it all over my face, but I actually use it as a blush topper. So if my blush tends to get really bright, really bold, and really pink, and I want to nudify and nullify the pinkness, I use this on top of that to give it a more natural look, and that's how I use it. It's not my current go-to. I would still definitely do call it a favorite, but it's not a go-to because right now I'm either using bronzer or I use a very 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 light layer of blush, the same pink blush I'm talking about, the Maybelline Color Show blush. So I think that's the reason why I never need to use that, and I don't use it as a blush on its own because since it's a face powder, I feel like throughout the day it kind of just disappears from my face, and then I don't see it a few hours throughout the day, after a few hours throughout the day, which is why I don't use it as a standalone product. But I definitely do love using it with the Maybelline Color Show blush, but it's not something I've been using currently, but it's definitely still a favorite because I love it. I found a way to use it, which is why I really love it. But on its own, I don't think it's a great product. If you're looking for the purpose that it's actually made for, to use it as a face powder, I don't think so. Moving on, next we have the Streetwear lipstick in the shade Runaway Russet. If you know me, you know that I used up the entire Streetwear Runaway Russet that I had. I bought two backups. One I actually gifted to one of my friends, and the other one I still have. I actually have to open it up and start using it. I'm gonna do that maybe in a few days or a few weeks. I don't know, but yeah, Streetwear Runaway Russet is still an absolute favorite lipstick. Again, I feel like it's one which cannot be replaced, and I think the same thing that happened with the the Lakme 9 to 5 creaseless matte lipsticks also happened here as well. So Streetwear discontinued their original range, so Runaway Russet is no longer available. Now they have a new range of Streetwear matte lipsticks, I believe, and I don't think it has a shade like Runaway Russet, which makes me so sad because I feel like I want to cherish I want to cherish my Streetwear Runaway Russet that I have right now, the second one, because I don't know if I'll be able to find a lipstick like that. I feel like it's a very common, it's just a regular nude pink, but no brand has been able to exactly replicate the shade, or maybe it's like I have not been able to find a replacement for that color. So I definitely do need to do that while I have Runaway Russet already, because then I can find like a perfect match. So yeah, that was that. Moving on, next, the Patanjali aloe vera gels were also my absolute favorite back this time last year, but now I have moved on. I've decided that I'm not going to be using any aloe vera gels which have an artificial color to them, and the Patanjali aloe vera gels do have an artificial color. What they do have, the artificial color is what makes the regular one green and the Saundarya Kesar Chandan one yellow. And from now onwards, I'm only going to be using aloe vera gels which are transparent in color. I do love the Patanjali aloe vera gels. When I use them, they worked amazingly for me, but I can't call them a favorite because I'm not gonna ever repurchase them or go back to them. So yeah, that was that, and that is it for the Feb favorites, because I had some repeat favorites from Jan as well in Feb last year. So moving on to March, we have the Avon Green Tea Purifying Cleanser, and this is actually a current favorite and a current go-to as well, because I feel like throughout, I would say, March and even now, I'm still continuing to use this like literally every single day. I recently used up like one tube completely, I would say, like in the end of March, so I was like using it throughout, I feel like Feb and then March as well, and I used up one tube completely, and I actually opened up my second tube. I'm currently on my second tube, a second tube of not life but like recent. I feel like I've gone through maybe like more than 7-8 tubes of that face wash already. I don't know which number I'm on right now, but recently I finished up like one, and then I'm on my other one, and even that I feel like is halfway gone, and I have maybe one or two more backups, and I need to buy more backups for sure. But yeah, this is one of my current absolute favorite essential go-to face wash when I break out. This is the only face wash that saves my ass. So yeah, this is something I don't think I'm ever going to get over. It can never stop being a favorite, never ever. So yeah, moving on, next, the face, when I was talking about the Himalaya clear complexion whitening face scrub, I spoke about how I used to love physical exfoliants. So we have the body care derma peel scrub as well, which was another physical exfoliant that I used to use, but of course, like I mentioned already, physical exfoliants that I use every single day are not my favorite anymore, which is why this one is also not a favorite anymore, and I don't think I'm ever going to repurchase or go back to it for the reasons that I stated earlier. Moving on, next we have the Body Care Cucumber Face Mask. Now this product, again, if you saw my recent review that I did on Instagram, you would know that the Cucumber Face Mask is something I really enjoyed using, and I was honestly just blown away by how inexpensive the body care face masks are, but how effective they are. And I think that's the reason I really fell in love with the cucumber one. But as a product on its own, I don't feel like it does something that like, again, miraculous or life changing for my skin. It does not take care of pimples, it does not clean the pores as much, it does not brighten the complexion, nothing of that sort. It's just a regular face mask. I mean, I don't see that much of a change before using it and then after using it. There's not much of a change in my skin, which is why it's not a favorite. Probably also not something I'll ever go back to. I have used up the one I had completely. So yeah, that was that. Moving on, next, the Miss Claire primer in the shade beige 02. I still remember the number also. This was a product which I literally used like regularly last year, and I completely used it up. I currently have the primer in the number 03 green, and that is like an absolute favorite. I think the only one I need to get now is not zero number one, 01 clear, and it's a more silicone primer. I think Miss Claire primers are one of the best for the price that they come at. They're so inexpensive, so inexpensive. They're absolutely amazing. If I ever find the beige one, maybe in like Beautiful or some local beauty drugstore place, I'll definitely go ahead and repurchase it. But I've not seen it, and I mean, when I shop on Amazon, I only shop for something I really need. I don't like just randomly shop for things that I don't like really want. That's the reason why I feel like I have not repurchased it from Amazon yet. I think that's the place that you can definitely find it on. I'm not sure if it's available on Nykaa or not, but yeah, absolute freakingly love it. I don't have it in my collection right now, but I would definitely love to go back to it at some point. But I feel like also right now, since I have the green one, I don't feel like a dire need to buy that one. So moving on, next we have the Maybelline V Face Duo Powder in the shade medium dark. This is something which in the starting I really loved it, because it was a very natural contour, but I realized the more and more I got into contour, I prefer something, or even on a daily basis, I prefer something that actually looks like I have actually contoured my face. So I like something more pigmented. These were really light and did not have a ton of pigmentation. So it's not a favorite for sure anymore, and it's not something I would recommend or repurchase. I would recommend that you go for like an actual contour palette, and you can use that every single day. Just go with a light hand, don't use too much, and go for something. I mean, I really like the Makeup Revolution ones that I have. I feel like the pigmentation is just perfect. You can use them every single day. You can use them for special occasions as well. So yeah, that's something I would recommend. Not really the one by Maybelline. So yeah, not a favorite anymore. But the Maybelline, the Falsies Push Up Brow Mascara is something which would always be like my top number one mascara, because like I always say whenever I talk about it, it gives me volume, length, and also separates my lashes, and that is all I want from a mascara ever. So yeah, that's something which will always remain a favorite. I don't have it in my collection anymore, because right now I'm trying out, if you watched probably my last Nykaa haul, the latest one I did on my channel, you would know that I purchased quite a few mascaras, a few from Essence. I also bought the Flower Beauty Lash Warrior mascara. So I have quite a few mascaras right now that I'm trying out and testing out to see how they work and all of that. So that's the reason I don't have the Maybelline one right now in my collection, but definitely something that I'm gonna go back to eventually, because it's an absolute favorite. I just absolutely love it. It's always going to be a favorite. Moving on next to the last product. Oh my god, my throat is dry once again. But yeah, we'll quickly talk about the last product, because this is also something that I don't have currently in my collection, but I absolutely love the formulation of this particular range, and it is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lips. So last year I spoke about Lumiere 2 because that was the only Colourpop Ultra Matte Lip that I have ever owned. It was a collaboration with Kathleen Lights. The shade, I'm gonna be completely honest, was not one of my absolute favorites. Purple is not a color that really suits my complexion, which is why I was not super duper fond of the actual color, but the formulation was beautiful. It was definitely a very drying liquid lipstick, but for how long lasting it was, I can definitely look past the fact that it was so drying. um, Absolutely love the Colourpop Ultra Matte Lips. I would definitely love to buy more of them when I do get an access to purchasing Colourpop more easily. I hope it comes to India very very soon. You can definitely purchase it from Instagram pages and all of that, but I don't really like doing that. I get Colourpop stuff, I mean, I buy them and normally ship them to someone, my relatives who live in the US, and if someone is coming down, I do it like right before that, so then I can get it like really quick. So yeah, that is how I get my Colourpop products from, and probably next time that I have someone coming down, I'll pick up a few Colourpop Ultra Matte Lips because I absolutely freakingly love them. And yes, oh gosh, I absolutely forgot that we still have a lot more to talk about because we just covered Jan, Feb, and March, and we still have April left. But I think I'll have to cover it in my next favorites revisited video because this video is already 20 minutes long, and I had a lot of products in my April favorites last year. So if we talk about these, this video is gonna be like more than half an hour long, which I absolutely do not want. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off now in this video, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I'm so sorry that this is as long as I did not want it to be, but I still really hope that you enjoyed watching, and you enjoyed watching me like revisit my old favorites. And if you got to know that if I still love something or I don't love something anymore, and if all that information was like helpful for you and informative, and I really hope that you enjoyed watching. If you did, please subscribe to my channel because it would mean the world to me, and also hit a notification bell button which is next to subscribe button, because that way you'll get a notification every single time I post a new video. I leave my social media handles in the description box. I have an Instagram and a Snapchat, so you can also follow me there. And yes, that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Until next time, bye bye.